Hello once again everybody, welcome to another video. This time it's the third round of the NOSSCAR Legends series and we are at Auto Club or Fontana or California or whatever you want to call it, and this is a track that I haven't driven in a very long time. So as you can see, I didn't qualify well and there's just going to be a race where I just watch what everybody else does and I just kind of drive the track and see what happens. But it was going to be a dogfight. The 2 mile ovals in the heat games, Michigan and this are always insane. So here we are, starting on the inside in ninth place, and everybody's kind of checking up. Everybody's choosing their own lane. As you see, it's already 3 wide with NASCAR roof and the 6R all the way up to the top. Trouble for you goes below the apron, probably got loose. I decide I'm out of the inside. I'm going to go up against the wall so I can get a nice wide entry into 3 and 4 because that's just the way I like to run any track. Really, you see everybody kind of checks up on the inside. I think the 47 maybe got a little loose and made everybody behind him get a little squirmy. But that's the first lap of the race. I went from 9th to 7th, and I got the draft from Mucka in front of me, and I'm trying to get alongside Bowman Nation, but he switches lanes, so I say, I'll do the same thing. So Bowman goes up, I go down, and now I'm on the back bumper of the 47 of Bob Quantum, or Quantum Bob. And I'm going to sneak down the inside, and then Bowman gets, I believe, a little loose. I hope that's what his excuse was. So he doors me a little bit, but now here comes Shadow on the inside into 3 and 4. I try to leave him the space, and in doing that, I don't really pay attention and maybe get to the back bumper of Bowman. That I kind of hit Juicy J on the outside, and it's just a big mess. But nobody really loses much ground. So now I suck up to the back bumper of NASCAR King on the inside, who's on the tail end of this lead little group on the inside. And as you can see, everybody's kind of fanning out in front, maybe 3 wide for a second there for the lead. Just crazy racing here already on lap 3. I try to get to the inside of NASCAR King, my teammate in the 9 car. I get alongside him on the exit of turn 2. 3 wide for the lead in front of us with Mucka, Bowman, and Bob in the 47. And NASCAR King changes lanes. I change lanes. That's Slit Shredders in the 11. You see 3 wide there for technically 3rd place. And I'm going to follow NASCAR King through on the inside past Mucka, past Bob. And now for a split second here, it's a trio of Timac Motorsports cars in the lead. But the momentum from the draft just gets me alongside NASCAR King. He doesn't really expect me to be there. He puts me in the grass, and I'm right back to where I started. But it only took me 3 laps to get to the front, so I'm like, well, I could do it again. So again, I get right behind Juicy J on the inside, and at this point, it's only taken 3 laps for me to realize the inside is the place to be, at least in a big pack like this. So I suck up big time to Juicy J with the draft into 3 and 4. I get right on his back bumper, slide through the middle a little bit. You see in front of me, Bob slides up the track, and then he comes back down. Shadow to my right in the 17 went up, and as they did that, they bounced off each other. Shadow bounced into me, and now I'm in the grass, and I'm losing time. Lots of time lost. I get back onto the track. Here comes another little gaggle of cars, and Bubba Hollywood, I guess, just decided I was in his way, so now I have to Lightning McQueen it on the inside grass. Keep it going the right way, but I have lost bundles of time on just lap 5. And you can see there, that's me to that tail end group that's not even in the lead pack. 6 seconds. So I'm quite a ways back. So it's going to take a miracle for any good result in this race if there's no caution. So I'm 16th, and I'm like, I'm just going to get what I can. Here I catch Rockin' Lunatic, who has a unorthodox line through turns 1 and 2, so I just blow by him on the outside on the exit, and that's up to 15th. Pretty easy. And then the rest of the first tire stint, I just run around, and you see Juicy J there. He had an instant of his own, so I get up to 14th from that, and here is me entering the pits for the first stop of the day. I'm going to be really aggressive because I know this is where I can gain a lot of time, and you see I do. I gain a lot of time on Dave Rule in the 41, and I believe Dew King in the 8. And as I leave the pits here, you'll see I completely jumped Dew King. He's in my rearview mirror now, so great pit entry, gains me a spot up to 13th, and then later on that outlap, Dave Rule's kind of slow in the middle of turns 3 and 4, so I just take the inside, and he gets really loose, scares the crap out of me on exit, but I just sneak by him safely and pull in front of him as I cross the start-finish line, and now I'm up to 12th. So now I'm like, I could get a top 10 out of this, and here's Trouble for You, really good strategist in this game. So he's saving gas. He doesn't give me much of a fight because he's running a little bit of a different strategy, which I get what he was doing. I wouldn't have done it, but good for him for trying. So I just sneak by him. I take 11th, and now in front of me is a taxi at the tail end of the top 10. So this would be huge if I could get back into the top 10, considering where I started. So out of turn 2, just get alongside him, but I just don't have the speed. or the grip really to stick it to the inside on the exit. So I just sucked back into his draft. And now this long back straightaway here at Fontana, getting the draft up to 195 miles an hour, duck down to the inside, try to slide it down the inside, but I slide up the track. Probably a little bit of contact in his screen. I didn't feel any, but this game's trash, so there's probably some contact. But regardless, I do make the move, and then I drive off from Ataxia over the next few laps. And then here you see there's Mucka, who's running his own little strategy. He's going kind of slow, so I was about to pass him, but you saw I had a big slide as I was, again, super aggressive coming into the pits. Right alongside now Bowman Nation, my teammate in the 88. And again, I jump him in the pit, so my pit entries were great, and apparently my crew is better than most other guys, so I jump him. And now you see, here's me coming in for the final stop, and I was running about 8th place. Some guys were on different strategies, so I didn't really know where I was, but I knew the cars that I was racing, and I was thinking, I'm going to take right side tires and hopefully jump some guys. So you see here, that's what I do, and I'm like, this is a great plan. I might be in the top 5 after this. So I leave the pits thinking this is great, and there go the 2 leaders there. Just going in turn 1 and 2 now. I'm like, okay, I'm not going for the lead. And then somebody else goes by me, and then somebody else goes by me, and then Bubba Hollywood, the car that was in front of me before that pit stop, I didn't really show that part, he blows by me. So clearly my master strategy wasn't so master. But you see there, that's the gap up to Bubba Hollywood for 7th. Only a second. If you remember, he's the guy who hit me when I was getting back up to speed. So I was 6 seconds behind him at one point. And I'm trying to run him down, and with just a few laps left, he was within my reach, but I had that big slide and just knocked me out of contention. So, still, 7th place from 16th, 6 seconds off the tail end of the pack. Pretty good result. So that was Fontana. Decent race, not exactly what I wanted, but I hope you guys join me next time for Atlanta.